You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Chiro Thin, Imaging Services, Zingit Solutions, Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Everest Coaching Systems, Universal Tractioning Systems, Rhino Coaching, Chiropractic Jobs Online, and Chiro Matchmakers. Let's hustle. Hey guys, Jim Chester here. This is an evening edition of the Chiro Hustle live stream, and I have Dr. Amy Spoelstra over there. But before we jump into her talk tonight, I want to thank Clothes for Chiro for being our beloved sponsor and being with us from day one. Thank you guys for being a part of the family and supporting Chiro Hustle. I want to make a few announcements on top of that. We have just launched our email campaign. I know you guys are probably like, what? You haven't been emailing people? No, we haven't. We've had a list started, but now we're starting to utilize that list. So if you guys want on it, we are dedicating our time to hustle you guys new episodes to your inbox every week. And please come over to chirohustle.com and subscribe. iTunes, whatever you want to listen to us on, we're on them all. But the next announcement that we have for you is Dr. Amy has a seminar that she is rolling out. It's the first one, guys, so please support her on this. And she needs to get some butts and seats, okay? So, Amy, let's let everybody know a little bit about what you have going and a little bit about the dates that you have them scheduled.
Cool. Well, super excited to be here again with my buddy Jim. We have a seminar it's the Focus Level 1 seminar on February 22nd, 23rd in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is awesome, made famous by Bonesy. And what we're doing is we are helping doctors, chiropractors understand more of the big picture, boil down this very complex topic of working with kids with neurodevelopmental disabilities and other neurodeflective challenges. So behavioral challenges, learning, socialization, developmental challenges, making this really complex picture understandable, and then making it simple, really practical, making it so doctors can understand how to have better communication, build better care plans, have better procedures. That is our goal. I've been doing this. I created the Focus program, which is a multi-pillared program with lots of different professions and theories combined. Hey, Amanda. We've been doing this for 10 years in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We've had tons of people asking us for years to teach them how to do it. We've been resistant, and we've got it now. We wanted it perfect. We're here. We're ready. We have a level 1. We're going to have a level 2 as well. But this is to keep chiropractors doing chiropractic, but having more confidence and certainty and understanding about the bigger picture of neurodevelopmental disorders. Love this demographic.
Yeah, and that's something that you guys can listen to Dr. Amy's first episode with us that she did, episode 33. It's in the description up top. And Clothes for Chiro is up there too. Click on that link up there. Go check out what they're doing over there at Clothes for Chiro. They do have a masterclass. I believe it's the 18th and 19th in Chicago. So click on that link up there and go check out that masterclass as well. And do you know why I'm wearing this shirt, guys? Well, it's all about Danny Knowles. Everybody out there that loves Danny Knowles, support Mile High. Get yourself there. Get some butts and seats to Mile High to support Danny with his health challenges. Everybody just say a prayer for him. He's in my prayers. So just think about one of our heroes out there that's struggling with their health, and just embrace him with some prayers. So I just want everybody to support Mile High. And if you guys didn't get a shirt, get one this year.
Yeah, I don't have a shirt, but absolutely send love, send prayers to Danny and his whole family.
Yeah, so this is a kind of a cool format that we have. A few announcements. We get some preemptive closes with people. We let people know what you're doing. We let people know who's sponsoring us now. We do have call to actions for people to come over to chirohustle.com and join our email list, so you guys can get up-to-date information on what we do every week, and we drop new episodes every week to you. So with that being said, I know that there's probably some things that are challenges for a practitioner that are dealing with neurodevelopmental children. And one of those challenges that you had lined up for us was confidence. So let's dive into this word confidence for a little bit when people are dealing with this type of concern with neurodevelopmental children.
So I've been in this realm for my whole life. My background and the reason I created Focus was I have a background of influence in neurooptometry, and I've meshed that with developmental psychology and principled chiropractic, which has really allowed me to have a lot of confidence in this realm, because it's like all I know, it's all I do, it's what I've done my whole life, it's the way I think, it's the lens I look through, right? And so it's been interesting over the years seeing, when working with colleagues and friends and mentoring other doctors and seeing some of the challenges that come up. We all have our different strengths, right? And weaknesses. And one of the things that I have seen and the feedback I've gotten is doctors look, with 1 in 40 kids with autism spectrum disorders, 1 in 3 kids with other types of learning, behavioral, developmental challenges, we know we have these kids in our office. We know that they need to be adjusted. We know that they need balanced, healthy, uninterfered with nervous systems. We also know there's other things out there. And so I have found, and I think a lot of you will agree, that because we don't have a lot of confidence in understanding and aren't really taught in chiropractic, which is fine, but we don't really understand the big picture of neurodevelopmental disorders and what's going on in brain development and what interference to the trajectory of brain development can cause and what that can look like, then it's kind of scary. You see these kids that come in and you don't have a ton of confidence. You lose some of your confidence in chiropractic and what chiropractic can do because you don't know the big picture. And that's really what I'm all about. Look, I am not here to teach doctors to build a huge multimodal, multi-purpose focus program in their office. I want to give them access to that for some of the kids that might need it in their practices, but I want to give them confidence in understanding how chiropractic helps these kids and how critical it is that they understand a little more about neurodevelopmental disorders so that they have that confidence. They have the ability to connect with the families, with the kids, with the other practitioners that are working with these kids so that we can make a big impact, because we have to be the team. We have to be the team captain for these kids. We have to be. We have such an important role in the healing trajectory for these kids.
Well, the things that you said there, I have like 5 questions for you now, but I'll just communicate a little bit with our audience and just let them know that you will put a link to your seminar in the comments description down there. If there's somebody out there that does know the link, please put that in the comments section there for us so we know who's watching. If you guys know about what Amy's doing, she is putting on a seminar that she's looking to put 9 butts in seats, and it's going to be in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And if you guys want to come into that event, you'll learn so much more about the connection with the brain body, but not just about the brain body connection, but you'll learn about this from the child's perspective and the struggling child's perspective. So I think it's really cool what you've done and you dedicate your time and life to over the past decade. I know when we did our first interview, I was like, you need to put a course together. And you're like, you're not the first one to tell me.
Well, we got it.
So yeah, it's pretty inspiring that you have such a cool thing going on that you've created from the ground up, and now you're offering that to everybody out there that's watching. If you guys are finding value in this, I would ask you please to share this. Give us some thumbs up, give us some hearts, give us a reaction. Please comment where you're watching in from so we know who you are and where you're watching in from. Please participate with us. This is a live interaction between Amy and I. We're covering so much depth right now, but the next thing that we're going to talk about is something of the practice. And a lot of times when people do get these type of cases, there's a high level of confusion. So let's talk a little bit about confusion at the office when these type of cases do hit the door.
So we talked about confidence, and that's key. And to have confidence, we need to understand the bigger picture and understand the impact and really what's happening even outside of chiropractic in brain development. The other thing that I see that's a huge challenge is there's so much out there outside of chiropractic, which is wonderful. There's primitive reflexes, there's brain balance, there's hemisphericity, there's OTs, there's speech therapy, there's all this other stuff. These possibilities are endless, and these kids come to us with these teams of people that they're working with, right? And that's not bad, but doctors go and we go to this, chiropractors go to this seminar and this seminar and they get little pieces. And I'm not saying any of that is bad. The challenge is that so often I feel that because there's so much out there, there's confusion and lack of certainty on what is it that I'm supposed to do next, which then leads to confusion and lack of confidence and lack of certainty on the chiropractic adjustment and the role that plays in helping the healing trajectory for these kids and having a better processing and more efficient processing and better expression of life. But also, okay, I want to do more than chiropractic. I want to add on to chiropractic. Say you're that practitioner who wants to do that. Awesome. But what do you do? And when do you do it? Right? That's the biggest thing that I found is there's this confusion. And so then people are kind of grasping at straws like, well, maybe I'll do this primitive reflex, or maybe I'll do this ocular motor drill, or maybe I notice their visual tracking is off, so maybe I'll do that, which can create a bigger problem sometimes for these kids. And then a bigger problem within the practitioner because they really don't know what to do and when to do it. And that's the gift we have with this focus, with these 8 developmental hierarchies that we teach in this work. It's like, here is your framework. Here's how to take a proper case history. Here's how to look in the history and understand where the gaps in development happen. Here's how to know where all the pieces, diet, reflexes, movement challenges, eye movement challenges, learning challenges, Tourette's, tics, all these things, how do they go all together so that you have a clear understanding, you aren't confused on what to do, and then you just do it. And then you know how to work with their team as well.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Close for Chiro, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Chiro Thin, Imaging Services, Zinget Solutions, Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Everest Coaching Systems, Universal Tractioning Systems, Rhino Coaching, Chiropractic Jobs Online, and Chiro Matchmakers. Let's hustle.
Yeah, that's super cool. You know, I think that when you do have a framework for people, and what you said, that what people get by joining into your event is access. And I think that that's one of my hot words for the year is access. And I love it because I think the more that we get access to what we need, we can do what we need to perform easier. And sometimes you do have to pay to play. And that was my moniker last year is I have to pay to play. I have to go out there and hustle this brand and meet people. But this year, I think that the big communication word for me is access. So if you guys do go to Dr. Amy's seminar, which the link is up there on the screen, www.cdahealth.com/new focus. So if you guys do go there and become one of the 9 seats that she has available, you guys will get access to her. You'll get access to her strategies. And honestly, what you're going to be able to do is help more people. You're going to be able to serve at a higher level with more certainty. I'm going to just do a quick pattern interrupt and thank a few people that have been on with us. And Dr. Fred Schofield, I love you, man. You're one of the reasons I got into chiropractic 10 years ago. So thank you, Dr. Fred Schofield, for lighting a fire inside of me and teaching me what above, down, inside out meant.
Yes.
We have the Affelblatts on, Adam Affelblatt and Amanda Affelblatt. Yes, access, Amanda. That's a hot word. And if more people just realized that they had to pay to play for access, and when they did do that, they would take the opportunity more serious. So whoever comes out and sees you will have a more serious approach to learning what they need to do to help these kiddos that need the assistance from trained practitioners. So let's scroll down a little bit more. Hannah Layden, wow, that's a big one.
Woo-hoo! She's our associate. She's amazing.
It's taking up the whole screen.
Hey. She's a great example of what we're going to teach doctors.
I'm so grateful to be Amy's associate. Love working with her. I have learned so much, and I'm grateful to be taking care of these kids with challenges and seeing them have wins with chiropractic and the Focus program. Dang, that's a testimonial. That's nice. Thank you, Hannah, for commenting. If you guys are finding value in this, please hashtag value in the comment section. We love participation. Fred Schofield, once again, love you, brother. Thank you for getting me into the driver's seat. Charlie Balliff, teenage friend of mine back from Davenport, Iowa. Thank you, man. I will keep hustling. Nancy Owarski Cooper, DC. Hey, thank you, Nancy. She's a Michigan girl too.
Yeah, and, she's a sort of Michigan girl.
And Amanda Appleblatt is a Michigander as well. So thank you, everybody that has been commenting in with us. And Adam Appleblatt does want access. So maybe they will take 2 of those 9 seats. If you guys want to take 2 of those 9 seats, raise your hand in the comments there so we can get some butts and seats to her event. What's the date again? February
22nd and 23rd. Okay. Sorry, it's the same weekend as Cal Jam this year. Sorry. But it just is. That's what works. We're only filling 20. We only have 26 seats. So we're only taking 26 people from Cal Jam.
Okay. Well, before we coast off into the beautiful evenings that we both will have, the last thing that we wanted to talk about was a big 4-letter word, and it's stress.
Stress. That is a huge one with working with these kids. You guys probably already know this, but one of the biggest things that I have gotten for feedback, the comments, and people ask me when people reach out, people want access, right? I have people all day, every day asking me, like, what do I do with this kid? What do I do with this kid? How about this one? How about this? How do I handle this? So yeah, we do need to get some of these people more.
It's a 5-letter word, by the way.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but kind of a 4-letter word. Yeah. It's stress. These kids do create, it's real. Let's be real. I'm a Michigan girl. I'm very straightforward. I'm very real. Stress is created. I mean, first of all, the stress, physical, chemical, emotional stress can create neurodeflective patterns in brain development, which we'll teach you about and what all that means and what that means in regards to working with kids' behavioral and learning challenges. But these kids create stress in your office. These kids create stress for your staff. These kids create stress for your other practice members. These kids can be wild wolves, right? In your office. And I hear it all the time from doctors. Amy, I know I want to work with these kids. I know they need to be in my office. I know that chiropractic can help them, but how the heck do I do it? They're like spraying the air freshener all over my office. They're like wrecking my furniture. They're jumping on, they're coloring on my walls. They won't get on my table to get adjusted because they're afraid, or they're stimming, or they're screaming, or they're hyperactive, or they're, all of these things. And yeah, trust me, all that's true. But we have to, understand, that's what we'll teach you, understand more about what's really happening with those kids when you see those behaviors. We're going to have a lot of workshop time in this seminar where we're actually working through a lot of those behaviors and helping the doctor understand, okay, why are they doing that? How can you connect with them? What do you need to do differently to connect with them, to facilitate your communication and your adjustment? Because you can do it. You just have to understand what you're doing. And then how do you need to change your communication and building your care plans and communication with the parents? Because also these parents are under chronic stress. So you have to understand their neurological point, their neurological set point, and how they're processing, and how you communicate with them to see the value in your service, from like basic forms, like your financial forms, how you present your financial plans, to how you answer the phone, what types of things your office staff says to them on the phone, and how they integrate them in for a day one. There's really specific things you can do which will decrease the stress dramatically for the patient, for the parents, for your staff, for you, for your practice members. It's awesome, but you have to understand the big picture first.
And I guess this isn't a scripted question for you, but I think that it's something necessary. But if people are interested in this, how do they go about finding those cases?
Finding cases like these kids that we're talking about? Look, these kids are everywhere. These cases are in your office. If you see families, they're already in your practice, because unfortunately, very, very sadly, we have a huge problem right now. And I'm not talking about just kids with a diagnosis. When we're talking about 1 in 40 kids with an autism spectrum diagnosis and 1 in 3 with some sort of a learning or behavioral diagnosis, there's more than that don't have a diagnosis. And one of the things we teach in the seminar is looking at these kids. A diagnosis is just a combination of things that these kids can't do. It's really looking at their deficits, and you need to learn how to look at their strengths and where they are processing so that you can know how to improve. You can move them through the developmental hierarchies and trajectory so that those deficits are less and their wins, their strengths and processing is more efficient. So that's really important because you really don't have to go looking for these kids. They're there. If you see families, they're in your practice. Now, that being said, if you start understanding this stuff more, you will become the expert in your community on this because people will get it. People know. When you get it, you can communicate, you can connect, and you change some really basic things about your office, the word is going to get out and they're going to come to you. So that's it.
Well, Amy, the most powerful thing that you said in all of this is certainty and having a system and something to help serve your fellow chiropractor with. And I think that that's one of the most authentic things I get to be able to be on touch with doing these interviews is connecting with so many authentic people that just want to serve more people. And they just want to share their information with the masses. And I think that that's highly valuable. And just to give you guys a little bomb out there, we're over 500,000 listens in the past 10 months. To the podcast. So there's a value add for you guys that have been trusting us to put out content as we are getting massive traffic. And each episode that we do is hitting about 12,000 listens an episode now. So chiropractic message is getting heard. The message is out there. And I do want to once again ask you guys to come over and subscribe to the email list to where we can start sending you guys weekly shows. We put our blood, sweat, and tears into these things that we really do. I mean, our full-time job is to talk to people. So I appreciate every single one of you that sticks with us and allows us to be the megaphone for the beautiful profession of chiropractic. And, one of the tenets that we stand on is keeping the languaging pure and unsullied. And that is the subluxation-based chiropractic conversation has to be one that the chiropractors are very proud of protecting. And they have to protect innate intelligence and these hierarchy ideas that happened before 2018 and 2019. The history of chiropractic. We have to protect it, and we have to make sure that we stay consistent with our message through and through with producing good content. So thank you guys for trusting us. And I know one of the things out there is to be known, be liked, and trusted. And thank you for allowing us to get that positioning with the chiropractic message. So Dr. Amy, is there anything I didn't ask you that you'd like to cover with our audience tonight?
So how much time do we have? No, I'm just kidding. We were finishing we had our team meeting today, and we were finishing all of our logistics planning and everything for our first seminar. And it's a 12-hour CE, by the way, in most states. So there are CEs attached to the seminar. And so that's a bonus. But I was like, we have our level 2 also coming in the fall, and you have to take a level 1 to get level 2 to be certified. And I was like, I can't believe how much content we have. I don't know how we're going to get it all in. Like, how am I going to get this into 2 full days? We also have a parent Q&A cocktail hour where we have actual focused parents coming, parents of kids that are in our practice, and they're going to be doing a Q&A on like, hey, what do we want you guys as practitioners to know? What do we need you? Like the truth, the straightforward, like, how I do it, truth on what you need to know. And so what these parents need you to know. So, we've got lots of fun stuff, but thank you. You're awesome. I'm so proud and excited about what you have done in just the short time I've known you. And so you're awesome. I always appreciate the opportunity to come and chat with you on here and share our work. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And, I like to hike 14,000 foot peaks. That's one of my hobbies out here in Colorado. And sometimes people ask me how I do that. And I say, you put one foot in front of the other and you just don't give up. And eventually you'll get to the top of the mountain. That's so if you guys want to feel inspired, just give yourself permission to be great and do something that will amaze you and amaze others around you. I just want to say once again, thank you to the Close for Chiro team for sponsoring this episode of the Chiro Hustle Evening Edition. They have been with me since day one. Can't say enough about the support that they've provided to me. And so thank you, our Close for Chiro team. Dr. Amy, it's been a pleasure.
My pleasure. Always good chatting with you, Jim. You're awesome. You have a fun Friday night. What a fun Friday night. Now I'm going to go to dinner with my daughter.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and close out and let you guys know you're just one story away. Keep hustling. And thank you, everybody, for supporting our show.
Awesome.
Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.